All hail Biafra. This is Biafra Liberation Army Network coming to you again. Please do subscribe, like, share, and comment.
Militants launch Operation Hunger Lion. They have cancelled all ceasefire agreements entered with FG. That is what is happening now. That the coalition of Niger Delta militants has cancelled the ceasefire it's declared several years ago and declared what it calls Operation Hunger Lion over the present economic challenges. Yes, especially the people of the Niger Delta, they are facing, yes, the economic crunch, the hunger, the extreme poverty facing the people of Niger Delta in the midst of plenty. Yes, the midst of plenty. Now,
breaking news. Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njoko, clashes with Igbo governors over nationwide protest in Nigeria. Hear the news in details. The Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njoko, is currently at loggerhead with the illegitimate governors in Igbo land, those enablers, and of course, the representative of Nigeria in our land, which will be chased away from our land very, very soon, especially after the declaration of Biafra come December 2nd. Now, I've got two different information for you right here. The first one is the video, and the second one is the report from the office of the Prime Minister of the BLGIE, Mazi Simon Ekpa. So, I will first of all play the video for you because I want you to see the idiocy, the stupidity of those that parade themselves as the so-called governors in the southeast. So, I want you to see their stupidity and the idiocy. Then, in response to that, I will then show you the information from the office of the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njoko. So let us first of all watch this very video together.
The decision to boycott the protest was commended by Governor of Enugu State, Peter Mba, and Minister of Works, Dave Umai, at an inspection of federal government projects in the state.
I thank the people of Southeast. I thank, the Igbo communities all over the country for not protesting. We are not going to protest. We have been excluded in governance, in development, in the past. But now you can see infrastructure development in Southeast. And so why should we protest against a man who has given to us what was never given to us before?
I also want to take this opportunity to commend our people greatly for heeding to our call to shun the protests and go about their business.
Also, Governor of Anambra State, Chukwuma Soludo, commended the youth for declining to join the protest, but rather asked Nigerian youth to invest more of their time in agricultural development.
They are not protesting not because they don't feel the pains, but because our youths want to be part of the solution. As youths are saying, it is good to complain, good to protest, but better to do something.
There's a message that resonates with everybody that they are not interested. They would rather engage government than going into the streets, destroying their hard-earned properties, and at the end, want to resort to engaging in doubt.
Now, I'm not going to analyze this very video at this very point in time. I won't analyze it now. Maybe during my live broadcast, I may touchlight it. But I play the video so that you see where the Prime Minister is deriving his argument from, because we will head right now to the official and verified X handle of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa. Let us see what the Prime Minister has said so that we will be able to understand what has actually happened. As you can see on your screen, this is the official and verified X handle of the Prime Minister of the BLGIE, Mazi Simon Ekpa. And he said, breaking, refuting the claims made by the defunct and illegitimate Nigerian stooges in Biafra homeland. We call on Biafrans to disregard the claims of the political criminals representing Nigeria within Biafra territory. The nationwide protest has shown that Biafra rejected Nigeria. For sure, The attention of the Biafra government has been drawn to rumors propagated by the illegitimate stooges of the terrorist Nigerian state, insinuating that they were responsible for Biafran citizens not participating in a civil movement currently ongoing in Nigeria tagged End Bad Governance Protest, which is outside the Biafra territory. It is laughable that the likes of Soludo, Mba, Ozodema, and Devil Omahi were seen in a video attempting to appear relevant, spreading falsehood and propaganda through the podium of their junk media. The non-participation of Biafrans is an evidence that the Biafra government has succeeded in delegitimizing them within Biafra territory. These unrepentant stooges have since sold themselves to the terrorist state and have sworn to serve them to the best of their irrelevant, corrupt, and illegitimate abilities, even if it makes them appear laughable. You see? Even if it makes them appear laughable. Can you imagine that? Which is the truth too. We are talking about reality on ground. Even though serving the zoo, serving the Fulani, licking the nyash of Fulani makes them laughable and irrelevant in our land, yet they don't care as long as they keep on looting and, stealing from the public. They will continue to serve the interests of the Fulani, irrespective of the effect that it has on the masses of Biafra land. You see? Now, that is what the Prime Minister is highlighting. And he continued, their actions have continued to expose their long era of falsehood, propaganda, and deception on every aspect of citizenry affairs under the Nigeria terrorist state. Their responsibility has always been to maintain the continuous subjugation of Biafrans through their actions, activities, and utterances in exchange for fame and relevancy. Chai! You have nailed it. In fact, this very news that I'm making will not be analyzed by me personally. I'm not going to analyze it. Maybe during my live broadcast, I may touch some of them. But why I will not, delve into the analysis this very moment is because these words have already analyzed themselves. And the Prime Minister always say things on a very plain text. So you don't say, I didn't understand it. It is very, very clear. And he continued, Biafrans should disregard them and their false notion, but closely monitor as they continue to expose themselves and their various tactics of manipulation and deception. The Biafra government called for no Nigeria protest within Biafra territory and it recorded 100% compliance, not the illegitimate, corrupt Nigeria representatives that have been served with a vote of no confidence. Now, I'm going to say something here before we continue. He said that the Biafra government called for no Nigeria protest within Biafra territory and it recorded 100% compliance. And he continued to say that not the illegitimate, corrupt Nigeria representatives, which are the governors and their, political igwes and other political office holders within or that come from Biafra land, serving the zoo. Not them. Because, for example, the governors that called for no protest are the entire 36 governors in Nigeria, including those from Igbo land. All governors, I said, all governors in the zoo called for no protest when they were clamoring for this protest. Every governor and all political office holders came out, both those in PDP, those in APC, even those in Labour Party. They all came out and said, no protest. We don't want protest. I'm talking about those in the office. But guess what? The youth did not listen to them. They didn't yield to that advice. They didn't pay attention to their advice and the instructions. And the Yoruba governors called for no protest. They protested in Yoruba land. The northern governors that hold the northern youths with rope on their necks, like the goat, when you tie a goat on the neck and you are dragging the goat, that is how the northern governors always, drag their youths like goats. anything they say, Alhaji Baba Mutum have spoken, they respect them. But in this one, at this very point in time, the northern youths refuse to listen to their so-called governors that have been holding them down over the years. Now, if the northern youths refuse to listen to their governors, how about the Igbo youths? How about the Biafran youths that have never for one day paid attention to their so-called governors? Sit at home is just there for every one of you to see. How many Igbo governors have come out boldly and cancelled sit at home? How many times? How do you know how much they have spent on propaganda? Do you know how much they have spent paying security, so-called security agents? Do you know how much they have spent forming security outfits like Ebubago, for example? Just to stop us, just to stop sit at home, just to stop everything that has to do with Biafra and sit at home. Did you in any way see Biafran youths paying attention to these criminals? We don't pay attention to them. They know that we are not the same. We are not on the same, we are not on par. They know that they are on their own and the youths are on their own. Anyanara Aroko with these people. These are murderers. We don't work with them. So if we have not paid attention to them over the 3 years Monday sit at home that is going on in our land, how do you think we would have paid attention to them when they asked us not to protest? But guess what? We listen to the Biafran government because they are the full-time representative of the people in Biafra land. We have Biafra Republic government in exile and we have Biafra de facto government in homeland. So they represent the interests of the people, of the masses, of the Biafran people, the real people that represent us, that feel our pain, the people that we are working down in our pain are the BRGIE and of course the Biafra de facto government in homeland. That's why we pay attention to them. Not the junks from these cowards and criminals. Not their junk. Nobody pays attention to their stupidity. We have never listened to them for once. Because we know that we are not together with them. Now, he said, these corrupt politicians are not knowledgeable enough to understand when they have been caught up in their atrocities. The Biafra government will continue its ceaseless effort in adopting various mechanisms and operations that will hasten the delegitimization of Nigeria institutions within Biafra territory. We will lock down the entire Nigeria government institutions for 1 month, and you will see compliance from these corrupt politicians too. Did you hear that? You will see compliance from these, even from these corrupt politicians will comply to that. We are going to shut them down. They cannot even go to work. They can't go to their offices. All those government houses in the various, capital cities in the illegitimate states within Biafra territory will be shut down. None of them will go to work. It's going to happen very, very soon, and all of you will see it with your own eyes. Thank you, my people.